Hi guys, it's Zombie. Welcome to Kyle is Famous. This is currently free on Steam and it looks really funny. It's basically about Kyle, who's famous and is getting ready for the biggest interview of his life, and we've got to help him prepare. Seems simple, right? Kyle wakes up. He is famous. Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Kyle has called Kyle. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Start preparing. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Wither away or exit the bed. Wither away. Let me actually just live move my face over here, so you can see what the other option is. Kyle decides to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died. Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. Damn. Get out of bed anyway. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his room. Open the closet, sit at desk, scavenge, exit bedroom to hallway. Open the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Choose an outfit. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is. Jeans and swimming goggles, slick suit, skunk pasties, or a suit of armor. Kyle was unsure of what exactly caused him to decide to wear his armor, but he felt like the right thing to do. You can never be too safe, kids. After much squeezing and sweating, Kyle managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self. Back to room. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. The scavenge. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs. Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive. They're safe for later use. Kyle stashes the wriggling mass for later use. Back to bedroom. Oh no, there's only 17 hours left! I've been squandering all this time! Exit bedroom then. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. Check locked door, leave apartment, move to kitchen, return to bedroom. Kitchen, we need food. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Check pantry. Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small keyhole. It took me an hour to walk back into the middle of the room. Okay, fine. Open fridge. Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat. Eat crust on wall fridge. Eat the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat condiments. Eat the fridge. Kyle pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. In one slow... Oh, the noises! Horrible movement. The fridge slid down Kyle's throat. After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out. Kyle walked to the centre of the kitchen. Returned to hallway. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. Check the locked door. Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside. Force the door with forehead back to hallway. Float through as a ghost. Kyle used his ghostly powers to walk straight through the door. Go inside. Kyle found himself in the room he stashes the various items sent to him by fans. Check sewing machine. So bug pop. Oh God, what have I done? Kyle walked over to the dilapidated sewing machine. Its box was only half removed. Sew bug puppets. Kyle started sewing dead bugs together to make small, actuated finger puppets. Kyle crafted a bug puppet for each finger. He named them after guests he had interviewed on his show. Back to room. Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived. Sitting across from his host's chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. "Good evening, Kyle," she said, looking him in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here." Kyle responded. Husband like scream and spin in circles. Yes. Kyle started to stretch out, his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. Disappoint. Start interview. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras came on. Produce bug puppets. Kyle slipped his bug puppets onto his fingers. "Hello, everybody," he said, wiggling the puppet he had named after himself. "I'm Kyle." "And I'm Rachel," Kyle screamed, wiggling a different finger. "You're so much better than me." "I know, Rachel," Kyle wiggled. He looked meaningfully at the human Rachel. Uh-huh, said one of the Kyle's other puppets. "I'm super fat, and Kyle interviewed me last week." "And I'm super irritating," said another finger, "and not very attractive." Rachel stared at Kyle, incredibly disorientated. "Kyle," she asked, "what are those puppets made out of?" Kyle thrust both hands at Rachel's face. Puppets pointed at her eyes. "We aren't puppets, Rachel," he said, scrunching his fingers up and down. "We're real people." Rachel plucked the puppet that Kyle had said was her off of his finger. "Kyle!" she exclaimed. "This is several dead bugs patched together." "Accept us, Rachel," said Kyle, scrunching. "We need acceptance." Rachel exited her chair and walked out of frame. In a moment, she returned with a bag. She plucked each puppet off of Kyle's hands and tossed them in the bag. "Kyle, leave the bugs alone next time," she said. Rachel left the frame again, bringing the bag of puppets along with her. Kyle, suddenly by himself, was unsure what to do. After a few minutes of hemming and hawing, Kyle resorted to telling jokes for the remainder of the broadcast. Fans did not notice much difference between this and previous episodes. Kyle prepared an average episode. Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so his first decision of the morning was made wisely. Exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his room. Let's sit at the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Let's write notes for the interview. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother? Let's try to be a little bit sensible, I guess. Are you a mother? Kyle wrote down his second question. What are some diet tips? Beef, mashed or blended? Ew. Ever eaten a raw egg whole? What are some diet tips? Kyle wrote down his third question. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposely ran over a puppy. Oh, that's so mean. What's your funniest story? Kyle wrote down his last question. What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty? What's your guilty pleasure? Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. What? So he literally got up from his desk, went to the middle of the room, and then sat down again. Checking desk drawer. Oh, the small key! Kyle opened up the side drawer of his desk and grabbed one of the items stored there. Then we could get in the pantry. Kyle grabbed the small key he kept in his desk. Back to desk. Back to room. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. Let's put a suit on. I feel like that's probably, Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Oh look, we got a thingy for random knickknacks. Okay, let's exit the bedroom to the hallway. Let's go into the kitchen. And we will check the pantry. We'll unlock it with a small key. The pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't been moved for years, but eventually opened. Look in pantry. Instead of an assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard. Ignore the pantry for now. Chug a bottle of lard. Grab a bottle of lard. I'm torn between chugging a bottle of lard and grabbing a bottle of lard. Let's grab a bottle of lard. Kyle grabbed a bottle of lard and stashed it on his person for later use. Kyle walked to the centre of the kitchen. Open the fridge. We'll prepare breakfast this time. Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast, along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage. We can smash it. Let's eat it. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed. Return to kitchen. Kyle walked to the centre of the kitchen. Return to hallway. Leave apartment. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long pondering look around him. Visit downstairs neighbour. Visit tech store. Let's get to the tech store. Kyle walked into the clean, white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot with flashing lights. Return to street. Ask attendant for free samples of Still Techno Jim. Still Techno Jim. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. Blah, 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 blah. Kyle responded. Let's answer politely. And I as well, Rachel, exclaimed Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. Shake hands. After other mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Start broadcast. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Introduce Rachel. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle Drinklord. Drink the lard. Dive right into this bottle, that is. Kyle pulled out his bottle of lard, bit the top off, and chugged it. Kyle's body rejected the lard. He began to spew chunks of lard and digested fluid in every direction. Everything within a 10-foot radius was immediately covered, including Rachel. Kyle continued to vomit. Rachel bravely fought to stay seated amidst the vomit, hoping to save the show from disaster. Unfortunately, Kyle's vomit had covered all of the cameras. There was no broadcast. Kyle finished spewing, eventually. The broadcast was not recoverable. All present were sent home to try again another day. As Kyle got home, he made a mental note to refill his lard supply. Kyle consumed ending. Oh, okay, reset. Let's wither away. Get out of bed anyway. Let's sit at the desk. Let's write some notes for the interview. Is your mother a mother? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Do you ever smile? Are you guilty? Check the desk drawer. We'll take a small key. And then we'll take the assorted change as well. And we'll scavenge for some bugs. For gossip. Oh, we could scavenge for gossip. Let's find gossip. Kyle firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbours below. I hear Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more. I was trying to figure out if that should have been a guy or not. Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight mischievous. There was a stunned silence. Then a door opened and someone exited the neighbour's apartment. That's quite enough. Kyle returned to the centre of the room. Let's exit the bedroom. Let's leave the apartment. Let's visit the downstairs neighbour. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbour's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle expectantly. Greet and start conversation. Good morning, neighbour, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Ask Gabby about Gabby. Ask Gabby about Rachel. Ask Gabby about being a vigilante. Yes. Gabby, asked Kyle, are you the bug vigilante? For a moment, Gabby looked stunned, but then she realised his seriousness. Kyle hurried to the No! So we ceased to be a ghost. There's Rachel. Oh no, hang on. It said we hadn't put any clothes on. Because we hadn't put any clothes on. Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes. Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly. As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit. Kyle was left all alone. Kyle prepared by being a nudist. Oh. Okay, we're gonna exit the bed, open the closet, choose an outfit. I don't know what skunk pasties are. Oh, nice. They're pasties made out of mashed skunk flesh. Nice. 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 Okay. I don't know what to do with the change. Maybe we can go and buy something. So back to room. Exit bedroom to hallway. Let's leave the apartment. Let's go to the tech store. Buy batteries with change. What do we need batteries for though? Kyle counted out $1.98 in pennies and nickels and traded them for a small packet of batteries. Let's take Techno Jim. Quickly, before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to pull upwards forcefully. After several tugs, Techno Jim broke free, leaving him one foot and one leg behind. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring, bewildered, and ran outside. Continue with day. Should we visit the downstairs neighbour and give them Techno Jim? That's Gabby. Ask Gabby about Gabby. Gabby, asked Kyle, tell me about yourself. Gabby sniffed. Oh, you know, she said, putting on a fake smile. I just sit around here. Yes, I don't get around much. Never go out at night. I just stay here, right here. Gabby glared at Kyle. Convinced by Gabby's statement, Kyle bid her goodbye and returned to the street. But we can't really do anything now. Kyle hurried to the set. Interview Techno Jim instead. Yes. Kyle roughly shoved Rachel out of her seat and placed Techno Jim in her stead. I was like, what? You can't just go shoving cardboard characters inside of people. Hello, Techno Jim, said Kyle. I'm going to interview you today. Kyle grasped Techno Jim's hand and tried to shake it, but instead tore it off the cardboard frame. Kyle's producer, sensing viral media, pulled the bewildered Rachel out of frame and motioned to the camera to the crew to go live. Cameramen moved, lights flashed, and suddenly the studio was on air. Hi, I'm Kyle, said Kyle, and tonight I'm going to interview a very special guest. He pointed at Techno Jim using the dismembered arm. Techno Jim started to smoke from the heat of the lights. Would you like to introduce yourself? Asked Kyle. Knowing Jim would probably not speak, Kyle took it upon himself to be his voice as well. Hi, Kyle, he said, raising the pitch of his voice. I did good then. My name is Rachel May, and I'm a very special guest. Rachel's expression of confusion turned to shock. Well, Rachel, you look way too thin and absolutely terrible, and you should feel ugly. Kyle gave Jim a meaningful stare. Wow, Kyle, he said. I sure wish I could look like you. Techno Jim burst into flames. Instantaneously, the sprinkler system initiated. Curtains of water poured down from the rafters. Within seconds, the production equipment was doused in water. The set was soon aburst with electrical fires. Kyle's crew abandoned their posts as cameramen and sound mixers to try to put the fires out. As the crew scrambled around, the cameras continued to run. Kyle sat motionless, staring forward. Eventually, the fires were all put out. Kyle's producer shut off the broadcast, leaving Kyle's vacant stare as the final frame. Kyle's ratings skyrocketed. Techno Jim became a staple on the show, often ending up destroyed by the end of the episode. Although Rachel did not come back on the show, her cardboard portrayal did. Rachel was very popular. Kyle interviewed Rachel. Oh, I love it. This is amazing. I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm probably going to fiddle about with this, like, off camera. It's so good. And like I said, it's free on Steam at the moment. So if you want to go and check it out for yourself, see if you can get some other funnier endings. Like, this is brilliant. I love it. So, well done, guys. Yeah, definitely check out the devs. So, yeah. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.